It's Colin here. Today we're going to change the oil in this 2022 Chevy Colorado with the 3.6 liter V6. If you have a Chevy Colorado or a GMC Canyon from 2014 to 2022, this video will be relevant to you. To do this job, you're going to need a few things. You'll need an 8-inch ratchet, a 15mm socket. It doesn't need to be a deep socket, I just happen to use one. You will need a 24-inch socket and then some extensions. In my case, I used a half-inch to 3/8 adapter, an 8-inch extension, and then a 3-inch extension. You can use something else if you got something longer, it's like a 15-inch extension, but you need at least this much length on your 8-inch ratchet to get the filter off. You will need a filter, of course. You'll need replacement oil, 5W30 weight. You'll need 6 quarts, so you'll need one of these 5-quart jugs and 1 additional quart. A funnel to help put it all in. Paper towels are always a must for oil change jobs. You will also need an oil catch pan, and it really does help to have a cardboard box for this job. I'm also going to end up using a bunch of cat litter to clean up afterwards, because this one really makes quite a mess. As usual, you will also need ramps, or if you prefer jacks and jack stands, you can go that approach. And somewhat unusually for an oil change job, you kind of need a step ladder. Let's get to it. As you can see, we are under the car. The car is on ramps, and obviously we got our parking brake and wheel chock on for safety. And the oil drain is right here. If you're looking around and saying this looks a little bit different for mine, that's because this particular vehicle has the armor plate for the oil pan, but fortunately they did leave it a gap well enough for the oil drain plug to be removed. So that's this guy right here. It's going to take a 15mm socket, and we're going to go ahead and pull that off and drain the oil into this pan here, and hopefully not get it all over the place in the process. Damn dealership's always impact wrenches on this. While that drain plug is emptying out the oil pan, we're gonna go ahead and remove the oil filter. They didn't make that easy on this truck. We're over here on the right-hand side of the engine bay, and I'm standing on a step ladder. The oil filter is actually the old-fashioned element type, where there's a permanent housing with a filter element in it, and you reuse the housing, unlike the metal cans that have been in vogue for, I don't know, the last 30 years or so. But anyway, it's located down here, right next to this AC charging port, and it's over down in here, if you can see that. Hopefully you can, but it's not in a convenient spot. The cap is plastic, so don't overdo it, even if the dealership torqued the ever-living crap out of it, like they did with this one. It takes a 24-inch socket to remove, either a deep socket or possibly a short socket with an adapter to get you to your 3/8-inch ratchet. It also takes 2 extensions. I've got an 8-inch extension and a 3, and it's just barely long enough to reach down in there and fit on the top of that filter housing. And there you have it. Down here in a more convenient spot to work, we've got the filter housing cap with the old filter, which we're going to go ahead and pop off. It just snaps out of there, and we'll go ahead and put that aside for now. The new filter obviously is here. It snaps in the exact same way as the old one, and it came with a nice gasket, so we can replace this housing gasket here. So we'll go ahead and take our small flat blade screwdriver and lift that old one off, and then pop on the fresh gasket, because we don't want oil to leak out. And there you go. And we'll go ahead and snap in our new oil filter at the same time. And that should hold it in there so it won't fall out when you go to push it in.
Okay, back on top of the truck and this on our step ladder in this awkward position. It's time to put the filter back in. You've got some cables and hoses and stuff that are gonna kind of be in the way, and of course they are dusty with road dirt, so just do the best you can not to touch the filament element to them as you put it in. But again, this is kind of a exercise of futility to a certain extent, because okay, now we're gonna go ahead and tighten that down with the 24-inch socket and our daisy chain of extensions here. As usual, this is plastic, so do not over torque it. Just snug it up so it's not going to leak. As with the top one, do not over torque this. Snug is good enough. All it has to do is not leak oil. You don't need to put an impact driver on this. And then we can go and clean up the mess down here. All right, now that we've got our filter changed, our oil drained, and our plug put back in, it's time to refill with fresh oil. This engine takes 5W30 weight motor oil, and it takes 6 quarts, which is kind of something of a change from past years where they were usually 5 or maybe 5.5. So we need one of these 5er jugs and then another single quart after that. And of course, a funnel helps you get the oil where you're trying to go. Lastly, before we take the engine, before we start the engine, take the truck off the ramps, we're going to pull our oil dipstick, which is over here on the right-hand side of the engine, that's the passenger side, and make sure we've got a good oil level. Don't want to start it if for whatever reason we didn't get enough in, or forgot to put the plug in, or something silly like that, and all our oil's on the ground. Although you'd think you'd notice that, but never hurts to check. And it lets you confirm you got a good level. As you can see, we're well in the cross hatches there, so we are good to go. We've got the change oil soon icon here, so we're going to hit the engine started, obviously. We're going to go ahead and hit the OK, and hood is open, we know that. So you're going to hit the menu button and go over to Vehicle, tab up and down as needed until you find remaining oil life. Then you're going to press and hold the Set Clear button. Are you sure you want to reset? Yes, because we just changed the oil. So we'll tab that up, tab it up over here, and then hit OK. Now remaining oil life is back to 100. So this job is finished. That's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching.